Welcome to the Real Estate Corner. My name is Shad Bogany. I'm here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. You also will be able to see us on Saturday morning on Iconic TV at 15.10. You'll see us Saturday morning, and then we repeat that show Sunday evening. This show is brought to you by American Title, and we've also got Prosperity Bank, who's also one of our sponsors. The numbers here are 281-837-2222. I have in the studio, home studio with me tonight is Marla Lewis. Marla is a local realtors here in the greater Houston area, and she's also vice chair of the Houston Black Real Estate Association. So she's here in the studio. Of course, you can see us at home. You'll see that we're practicing 6 feet apart, but on the radio, we're going to take you home. If you're sitting home, you've been in shelter and staying home, this is an opportunity. You can catch us on 1360. If you just flipping through the dial, this is 1360 AM. Also, you can reach us on 96.9 FM, or you can go to kwwj.org, click on the blinking radio tower there, and you can get a streaming audio and you can listen to us on the internet anywhere in the world. Well, Marla, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. As usual, I'm excited about it.
Well, you know, a lot of things are happening in the real estate industry, and you're so involved, and I wanted to have you come in and talk with us a little bit about the market. I've kind of written out some questions so we could really let the listening audience and the TV audience know what's going on. How is the COVID-19 affecting the real estate business from your standpoint?
Well, there are many different answers to that question, but what I really like for people to understand are statistics, because the statistics are what really tells what's going on within our market. We've heard a lot of different things. I've heard buyers, I've heard sellers, people have heard friends say, oh, well, real estate is falling out. Oh, well, you know, the price of homes are dropping. Oh, well, let's talk about statistics.
Okay.
And Shad, the statistics are compared from March of 2019 to March 2020, the sales of the number of homes have increased. And so when you're looking at an increase, what does that say to you even in the COVID-19 situation? There are still serious buyers on the market, and for sure serious sellers that are looking to sell.
Well, I was on a conference call. Well, now there are Zoom calls. I was on a Zoom call this afternoon with all the past chairmen and presidents of the Texas Realtors. And what I heard from them speaking all over the state, where they were all coming from, the market is hot. People are buying and selling. Some of them are saying they're doing more business now than they did last year when we didn't have the COVID-19. So that tells me that things are moving in the right direction. And to go along with what you said, we're moving into a recession. And anytime you have 2 negative quarters of GDP, we're moving in that particular recession. The problem that we have, though, is that prices don't go down in a recession. Normally, the history of it shows that prices continue to rise. People says, well, people are losing their jobs, but there are also people who still have jobs and still are available out there to be able to purchase homes. And so we know the COVID-19 is making on our personal lives, but I think people still need a place to stay.
Absolutely.
And what's your take on the governor making real estate essential?
Well,
and is it essential in your opinion?
Absolutely, Shad. And the reason that I say that is not to say that we should not be social distancing. Obviously, you and I just sitting the way that we are today, you know, proves that we believe in what, you know, the measures that need to be taken in this serious situation. However, real estate is very essential. You have families that are still needing to move for whatever reason at this time. Real estate is essential because we can't stop. The world almost revolves around real estate is basically what I'm trying to say.
Right. You still have to have a shelter. You still have to have a roof over your head.
Absolutely.
You know, I was talking to Bernice earlier. She's been working some deals back in California. And of course, she goes to California. When she comes back, she got to be 14 days quarantine. But she's got customers in California trying to buy houses.
Yes.
And trying to take advantage of the market. And so I want to thank Governor Abbott for making real estate essential, because it really is. If you're looking for leasing, if you've just sold your house, you need another place to buy or lease. The market is still going on, and things are happening in our real estate market. I'm here in the studio with Marla Lewis. Marla, let's give your number out, your company that you're with.
Okay.
She's co-hosting with me. I won't even call her a guest. I'll just say she's co-hosting with me. She knows a lot about the real estate industry. And Marla, give your information out.
Marla Lewis, like Shad said. And my brokerage is Entourage Real Estate. My phone number is 832-868-6091. 832-868-6091. And my website is EntourageRealtors.com.
All right. We've got Marla Lewis here in the studio, home studio with us. We're doing our show. If you have any questions about real estate, you've got another real estate expert in here. The numbers are 281-837-2222. That's 281-837-2222. Give us a call. We're here talking real estate as we do here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. If it's your first time listening to this show, guys, we are just about to hit our 30th year on the radio at the same time for the same Tuesday for the last 30 years. I had a young lady call me today about buying a house in Galveston, and she says, I've been listening to you since I was a kid.
Oh, wow.
So I feel like I grew up with you. So I thought, wow, you know, it just tells me how long we've been on the air.
That's awesome.
The numbers again, 281-837-2222. Let's talk a little bit about what sellers should be doing during this pandemic if they want to keep their houses. Some sellers have decided to take their houses off the market, but a lot of them have kept them on the market. And I've had 2 new listings in the last week where people are living in their homes.
Absolutely.
And they say they can't think of any better time to buy than now. So what should sellers be doing putting their houses on the market? What precautions should they be taking, Marla?
Okay, well, what I've been telling my sellers to do is, of course, you want to take the precautionary measures that every news media station has said to do as far as keeping, wipes around, making sure that everything is sanitized. That's the most important thing. As a seller, you can require that they wear gloves. You can require just as, they put protective masks on and things of that nature. Those are things that will help to prevent the spread of the virus. And so there are things that sellers can do. I mean, you don't have to take your house completely off the market in order to be protected.
Well, and I think one of the other things is that you got to use common sense. If you're ill, you shouldn't be out looking at houses. If you're not feeling well and you got a temperature, you should not be looking at houses at this particular time. And I think we've got to have some common sense here. And really, if you got a cold, you shouldn't be out looking at houses on the flu.
And Shed, we have a form now that for the realtors to use. That, if you're concerned about that, you can ask your agent, to have people that are coming to take a look, to sign this form, to, express that, hey, I'm not sick, I'm not experiencing any symptoms of, any kind, I'm not coughing, I'm not, those types of things. Those are measures that can be taken as well. And I think it's a good thing in order to do that, to try to prevent what we're dealing with right now.
The numbers are 281-837-2222. Here in my home studio with me, I've got Marla Lewis with Entourage Realtors. She's here in the studio with us. If you have questions for us, this is a great opportunity to give us a call. The numbers are 837-2222. I've got Jalea helping us produce the show here, and I've got Jermaine Freeman back at the radio station producing the show on the air. Let me give the phone numbers out again. 281-837-2222. That's 281-837-2222. As Marla's giving you some updates as sellers, what you should be doing, let me share with you what I've been telling my sellers. First of all, I've got them some booties or painter shoes, as they call them, that put them at the front door. I've asked, because I can't find any hand sanitizer, so I've asked my client if they've got wipes, put them in a plastic bag, cut on all your lights, leave all your doors open so nobody has to touch any doorknobs. So when they walk in a room, they can look in a closet, look out. And those are some of the things that I've been asking people to do. And then I put a sign on the door that just said, if you're not feeling well, this is not the house for you.
Absolutely.
And so, and we had a house that we just listed in Mission Bend. Actually, it was my feature home of the week last week. Had 6 offers on it and sold it the next day, and it worked. We just listed a new home out in the Humble area that we're going to be putting on the market. And so I've got people looking and buying and trying to find out what's the best route for them to buy a house. So sellers, it may be a good time for you to sell your home, because if people who pull their houses off the market, mean there's less competition out there.
Absolutely.
They don't have to, right, they got a little more less house to look for and look at, so it may work for you. The numbers again, 281-837-2222. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit with Marla about what, as buyers, what you should be doing, looking at houses, and should you be out looking. And we're going to get into that a little bit in detail. The numbers again, 281-837-2222. If you're first time listening to this show, this is the Real Estate Corner. We've been on the air now almost 30 years. We're just about finna hit that 30th year. God's willing, God blesses to do that and graces. I hope everybody had a great Easter this weekend and over the weekend, and remember what Easter was all about. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with the Real Estate Corner. Back to the Real Estate Corner. You know, guys, I wanted to share some information with you. Last week I talked about Prosperity Bank. So Prosperity Bank has a loan, their UHOP program, 600 credit score. And they have no MI, mortgage insurance. There's no mortgage insurance on it. And what I like, they have a limit of $75,000. You can't make more than $75,000 for this special program. But if you buy a house that's 50% in a minority neighborhood, so if they do the census on it and they pull up and it's 50% minority, there's no income limit. So if you're looking at these townhouses, these urban areas, and want to be closer in, boom, we've got a loan for you, 100% financing, no MI. That saves you $200 right there.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. And so it's a very special program. You need to call Prosperity Bank, tell them you heard it on the Real Estate Corner, but it's a great, great loan program. So, Marla, let's talk a little bit about buyers.
Okay.
Should buyers be buying a house right now with the COVID-19 pandemic going on?
I can tell you this, buyers are buying houses right now with the COVID-19 going on. And yes, they should, Shad. The reason I say that they should, and it's very interesting that you're asking me this, because someone texted me yesterday to say, Marla, is it really a good time to buy? Well, yes. And one of the reasons is because of what you just said, the UHOP program that's going on. You have interest rates still at an all-time low. Prices are not too bad. People need to buy, Shad, before some of the changes that we're maybe looking to take place goes into effect.
Okay.
I would say if you can buy, absolutely. Get out there and buy.
The numbers here again are 281-837-2222. So, Marla, what are some of the precautions that buyers should take?
Well, some of the precautions that, we've been telling our buyers are, just as we talked about the sellers having wipes and things of that nature. As a buyer, it's okay for you to glove up, mask up, boot up, bring your sanitizing, your hand sanitizer with you, whatever it takes. Another thing that my agents are doing is, especially on vacant properties, my agents are opening all of the closet doors. They're turning on all of the lights. They're opening the front door. They are opening the garage door. All of those things, so the buyers don't have to
minimize them.
Yes, what they have to do in order to view the property. But I would say don't miss out. Don't miss out on buying your home because of, you know, what's going on right now. Because the pandemic is here, but it won't always be here.
Well, and it's your past. Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, I've been doing this business long enough. When the pandemic was in 1984, everybody was losing their houses. The whole neighborhoods were being foreclosed on, and you go into a block and be one person living on the block. So, and we got past that. The thing is that I think that what people don't realize versus '08 and now is that we were overbuilt. It was caused by people getting mortgages they shouldn't have.
Right.
This process here, the builders will tell you they don't have enough houses.
Absolutely.
To sell. And as you and I know, if it's under 200,000, if it's in good condition, it's gone.
It's gone. You can forget about it.
You know, the house we had in Mission Bend, guys, I told you it was listed for 125. It needed to be updated, but it's gone.
I saw that, Shay.
Yeah,
it's gone.
It's gone already. So, and then I had people fighting over it. You know, so, you know, it's just the market is such one that if it really looks good, the prices are there. And I don't see I hadn't seen one apartment complex say rent's going down.
No.
None at all.
Absolutely not.
None at all. So I think as a market, psychologically, we should think positive. Don't do stupid things. Wear gloves. Do your 6 foot. When I was driving out today out in Katy, I noticed a soccer field. There was a whole bunch of kids out there playing soccer. Grown men. They look like they're probably in their teenager. I'm like, the devil, they're out there playing soccer. And you know they sweat. You know they are bumping into the And then you want to know why the COVID-19 is high in minority communities. So I'm just saying. Numbers again, 281-837-2222. Give us a call. All our lines are open. We've got Marla Lewis here with Entourage Realtors. Marla, if people wanted to get in touch with you, how would they call you?
They would call me at 832-868-6091.
Let's talk a little bit about the virtual offices, virtual showings now. Nobody's doing open housing. I had a young lady call me about one of our properties in Independent Heights, and she said, Shad, I'd like to do an open house on your Independent Heights new home. I'm like, nobody's doing open houses. So you mean tell me you're going to go and sit at the open house? She said, yeah. And I'm like, I'd love for you to do it, but I think we're going to pass this time because what I've been told is do everything virtual when it comes to open houses. You don't know who's coming through. So I know the realtors are working on a platform where you can upload from your phone a virtual house. I'm seeing realtors doing open houses where they're walking through with their cell phone, talking through, telling people what's what, where everything is, and going. We've seen an uptick on virtual houses. I did one today, people where you can walk through. If you go to any of my listings, most of them you're going to be able to walk through those houses and go through every part of the house. So we're doing it. And this makes it really cool because it's open 24/7.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
well, Shad, that's another thing too. That's a perk for buyers as well as sellers. Because one, the information that I received from HAR last week is that more people are home. And since we are home, since we are settled, there's way more traffic on HAR.com going to look at property. So the thing that I'm telling my sellers right now is people can see your home at a 360-degree angle, just as if they're in the room. So by the time they get out to the property, the buyer is pretty much solidifying that, well, yes, this is the property that I want. This is the one that I saw. You can do almost everything with the exception of smell the property. So that's going to be a great thing for us to, be able, a service that we are providing right now to our buyers and our sellers.
Well, I know the other day I signed up for a service that you can walk over to Alexa and to ask Alexa, mention my name, it'll tell you my listings and all of that good stuff, or it will tell you, and I say Alexa because you could Google too, where you could walk up to it and ask for how many houses for sale around for me, and would you give me a list of those houses? And if you got an Echo Show or Google, it would actually show on the screen all the houses available in those areas. So there's a lot of new technology out there, guys, to help you in this process and make things happen. And that's why I'm telling my sellers, and I'm sure you're doing the same thing, you got to declutter. And people are making decisions on whether or not they're going to go look at your house based on how it looks online. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the question that you asked me earlier, as in regards to how sellers can prepare for the pandemic. Well, one, go ahead and put your house on the market. Don't wait, because in my opinion, you're going to get more serious people that want your home instead of just looky-loos that want to come and see.
And I would totally agree with you. The looky-loos are not going out right now.
No.
The people who are serious about buying your house are coming out to take a look. The numbers, guys, are 281-837-2222, 281-837-2222. So tonight we got two experts here in the studio with us. We've got Marla Lewis with Entourage Realty, Entourage. I'm having a senior moment, excuse me. Julia doesn't know anything about that, but she will. 281-837-2222. So we've got two people here in the studio with us. For those who are letting us in on your living room on Saturday morning, thank you for coming in on Iconic TV 15.10. We're here every Saturday morning from 9 o'clock and Sunday evening at 8. Now, guys, we've got this YouTube channel out, the Real Estate Corner YouTube channel. We need you to go and subscribe to the channel. So if you missed Marla and I today, you can go to the YouTube channel and watch this show. The show we did a couple of weeks ago was our first show we had done since the pandemic, and we had Roberto Johnson, and we talked about smart homes. I've had so many emails tell me we learned more about smart homes and how to cut the cable, cut the cord. And on that show, because we gave out a lot of information, of course, Bernice wanted to know, when are we cutting the cable and cutting the cord? And so, because we're kind of doing a little bit of everything. That show is going to be uploaded this Saturday. So the show that we did a couple of weeks ago will be our new show on Iconic Saturday morning and Sunday evening. The show that with me and Marla will be on the following week there. The numbers again, 281-837-2222. Guys, if you're looking for a great title company, you need to give Charlene Clancy a call over at American Title, 5802 Val Verde. There's lots of title companies here in the greater Houston area, but they all have pretty much the same prices because the title industry is governed by the Texas Department of Insurance. Well, what makes the difference is the service. So if you're looking for a great title company, you need ASHIP affidavits, you need a title policy, you're refinancing your home, you need to give Charlene Clancy a call. Her number is 713-782-0006. That's 713-782-0006. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. Oh, before we go, have you ever used Charlene? At all?
I have now.
Oh, okay.
Yes, my office has used her. Okay. Great service.
Yeah, great service, because people think I'm making this up, so somebody else. No, but she actually does a really good job. We'll be right back with the Real Estate Corner. My guest host in here tonight with us, our host, co-hosting me with the show is Marla Lewis. Marla, how can they get in touch with you?
They can call me at 832-868-6091. Or go to the website, www.entouragerealtors.com.
Be right back with the Real Estate Corner. Welcome back to the Real Estate Corner. My name is Shad Bogany. I am a broker associate with Better Homes and Gardens, Gary Green. We are the largest company in Houston. We sell the most houses, have the most listings. We just do it, and I'm one of their top teams there, the Shad Bogdan team. Here in the studio with us, we've got Marla Lewis. Marla's co-hosting with us. Marla, give your number out and how people can get in touch with you. You have a Facebook page. You look at that age as an Instagram person, so you have all that.
Yes, I absolutely do have Instagram and Facebook. You can look me up, Marla Lewis, and my company is Entourage Real Estate, and I am absolutely on social media. Just Google me, like the young folks say. Just Google me.
Wow.
But you can
took my line.
You can reach me at 832-868-6091, or you can go to the website EntourageRealtors.com.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what can you do to get your house ready for sale. And, you know, this is a topic that I talk about all the time, but I actually get emails and texts from people saying, Shad, what should I do? I'm getting ready to put my house on the market. So one of the things, you need to clean beyond the basics. You probably need to bring somebody in and have them clean, because I've noticed when women come in houses, they looking at clean. So what is your thoughts on that?
Absolutely, Shad. Take this time right now while we're dealing with the pandemic. You're home anyway. Clear that closet out. Get the baseboards clean. I mean, beyond clean, come on, let's really take time to dust beyond just everyday dusting. Let's go ahead, and you have linen closets. People don't think about linen closets because you just throw your things in there.
Right.
Don't just pull that stuff out. Let's get it organized. Take time, because when people are looking at your home, you're preparing to put it on the market for sale. People are really looking at, and don't forget, people are going and taking a look at model homes.
Right.
So they're coming and they're looking at your home, and yours
dust on the ceiling fan.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
The lighting is not good because there's so much dust on it. And let me give you, if you take those the little light covers off and put them in your dishwasher, they really brighten your room up once you put them back up. What about organizing your space? You talked a little bit about this, because if you've been in a house a long time, you got things that you're not ever using. What would you suggest in organizing your space?
I suggest, one, the garage.
Okay.
Many people don't take advantage of the space inside of the garage. Pantries. Many of us just live and we got water, throw it in there. Right. We've got this. Have that stuff organized. You want to take time to remember, people are looking in your drawers while they're viewing your home. Right. They're looking in your kitchen drawer. Have that stuff neat and laid out. Make somebody want to buy without another question asked.
So she's so right about that. Organizing your closets. Today, a house I listed, the closet was so tight. I took a picture of the closet. I did a virtual tour in the closet. I'm like, I never do closets, but these people got everything. All the shirts were lined up just the same color. Everything was there. And I just thought, and it was a big closet. And I'm thinking, people want to see how it can be. And so organizing. The other thing is that put a new doormat out. You are selling your house and you got an old doormat.
No.
So you want it to be fresh.
Yes.
So you put a new doormat out to just give it that fresh look. Let's talk about freshening up the walls. Should they be doing anything with freshening up the walls?
Yes, absolutely, Shad. You want to make sure that those walls are cleaned. We talked about clean. Don't forget the walls. And guys, come on, paint. Paint is cheap. You're home. But if you're not good with painting, hire a professional. Please hire a professional.
And you can't touch up paint just in a little area. Yeah. Because when it dries, it looks all kind of spotted.
Yes.
And if you've got children, it is so important that you paint around those light switches. Because kids are coming down the staircase. We're children. I used to do it. We all used to do it. So freshen up your walls. If you really like red walls, you probably ought to neutralize that a little bit. But just think about it a little bit as we move forward, getting your walls cleaned up, and A fresh paint job really looks good, and then it smells good. So when you walk in, it smells clean.
Fresh.
Let's talk a little bit about evaluating your lighting in there. And we were talking earlier about the ceiling fan light bulbs and stuff like that. But what's your take on lighting up your house?
You know what? I am a huge fan of nice, natural light. You got to stay away from those yellowy bulbs, especially if you have lower ceilings. It just looks old and dingy.
Right.
So that's very important. You want to make sure that not daylight bulbs. There are some that say daylight. Those are bright. So those may be too much. But just a natural white light, it just brings a beautification to any room. And
go by and change all your light bulbs. If you got light bulbs that are out, change them. You know, I can't tell you how many bathrooms I've walked in showing houses, and they got 4 light bulbs and one of them out.
Yes.
Guys, go ahead and change your light bulbs. You know, and it just makes, look, you got ceiling fans, and we've told you what to do with those covers, but also make sure all your light bulbs and your ceiling fans are done. You just want your house to really look, lighting makes such an important atmosphere, especially with people doing walls now with tans and grays.
Yes.
You got to get that bright look.
Yes.
And if your house does have that dark look, open all your blinds.
Yes.
Open all your blinds. And you know, we talked about earlier about cleaning, but something that we never clean is blinds. Until you open it up and you look at that dust on the blinds. And I've done it here in my own home. And so it's like, wow. You know, so those are some things to do. Dig into the kitchen. What should they be doing in the kitchen to make that house sell?
Oh, man. Everything. Kitchens and bathrooms sell homes, Shad. Right?
Yeah, they do.
So we want to make sure that kitchen, declutter the countertop. That's the first thing.
So we got the coffee pot. We got the blender. We got the box of apples sitting out there. We got the teapot. And most of that we hadn't used in a long time.
Exactly. So if you have the space, put those small appliances away. Let people see how much space you have. That's the thing. It hides the space, the beauty of it. Organization and getting that kitchen where it needs to be, it shows off how much counter space you have. It shows off, you know, you have a lot of preparation space over here close to the cooktop or the stove or whatever it is that, you know, you're using. So you want to be sure that you take care of those things. That kitchen needs to shine for sure. Right.
Go ahead. Shouldn't ever be any dishes in the sink if your house is on the market. And you got a dishwasher. And I'm just amazed at people who don't use their dishwasher. And they say, well, we got dishwashers here. Well, I'm going to give you a little tip. If you don't use that dishwasher, I can almost tell you it will be broken if you're selling your house when they get ready to inspect. It's not going to be working. Because dishwashers work better when they're using, just like washing machines go. So
and wait, Chad, dishwasher, I just have to make sure everybody understands this, because I've heard a lot of people say, well, I wash my dishes better. Your hands cannot take the temperature of that water in order to sanitize those dishes that the dishwasher can. I just had to.
Well, I appreciate that, especially when you have COVID-19 out there. You really want those dishes to be sanitized and done right. And Marla was very correct on this about the countertops. If you don't have a microwave over your stove, over your range top, and it has sitting on the counter, the first thing the buyer comes in, oh, this is not enough counter space. Where if it had been over the stove, they wouldn't have even thought about it. But you don't want them to see or feel what is a negative. And the negative is you don't have a lot of counter space in this house. And so if you got a bunch of stuff on those countertops, it's going to create an issue. Numbers again, 281-837-2222. We have in the studio with us at the home studio, we've got Marla Lewis. She's co-hosting the show with us. The numbers again, 281-837-2222. What should you be doing? I know you work with investors. We have them call us. What should they be doing? Because a lot of them are watching too much HGTV. What's your take right now on where people should be getting their information on home purchasing?
You should be getting your information on home purchasing from a professional like myself or Shad. I mean, whether you are purchasing to stay in the home or whether it be investment, because truly real estate is an investment. Whatever way you're going to work that investment is the difference. As an investor, of course you want the best deal. Mm-hmm. What better person to find that great deal for you than a real estate professional? We have the inside scoop of what's going on in different neighborhoods. We know we don't have a crystal ball, so we don't know what it will be, but we can definitely tell you what your numbers would look like, and if this particular property would be the perfect property for you to flip.
So one of the first steps people should do is research the market and find out what's going on in that marketplace. And what Marla just shared with you is that you should be calling a real estate professional. You shouldn't be going on, well, you could go on Zillow, but that doesn't mean you're going to get the right information.
You can't go on Zillow.
Yeah, and you'll tell me, and this is something I've said here, one of the hardest things for realtors to do is price property. Because, and if you're fresh at it, mm-hmm. It ain't all about the square footage. It's about what's in the house, what's the makeup, what's behind it, yes. What the schools look like. Because those are the things that drives value. Mm-hmm. You know, and I used to say all the time, many years ago when I was doing this show, if you drive in the neighborhood, everybody got burglar bars, that is a message. It's a message for people who are looking for in a particular neighborhood. So they should research the market, mm-hmm. should go to a professional like you to ask about the market. Should they set a budget up?
Yes, they should set a budget up. Okay. We need to be finding out if we're working within the scope. I always ask my investors, what is your bottom line? What are you looking to gain once you flip this property? Mm-hmm. Many times they're unrealistic. Right. And I have to make sure that I let them know how they're unrealistic with what it is that they're thinking that it's going to be. And also, many of them are investors, but they don't plan for things that they don't know is going to happen. Many of them think, well, you know, I think I'm just going to buy the house at 50 cents on the dollar, as you said, and then I'm going to put $5,000 into it, and then, oops, we have a little problem that we've run into.
Well, and this is the point of fact, is that we're in a seller's market, especially in these investment properties. Yes. So if you're under 200, under 100, under 150, if you're sitting there writing offers, you just throwing it out there. And you hoping that somebody who doesn't listen to this show is going to buy it. Yes. And so we're in a seller's market, and especially in the beginning part of the market. So the entry level. So why would you think that a seller, unless they uninformed, and oh, by the way, I buy, and all these different companies ain't buying any houses right now. Mm-hmm. So they're not buying anymore. So sellers, if you're listening to me, you've been thinking, well, I'm just going to call iBuy or Front Door or Open Door.
A few weeks ago, as of a few weeks ago.
They shut all that down. So we all knew, the guys who've been around and ladies who've been around knew that was just a temporary situation and the market would correct it. Same as pocket listings. When the market goes the other way and it becomes a buyer's market, there won't be any pocket listings anymore. So that all kind of goes away. So they should set a budget, understand what the plan is going to be to redo, and don't let their eyes get too big. Oh. And keep in mind, you're doing this to sell the house, not for you to live there. So, you know, you don't want to go buy the most expensive water faucet that you can get because it's eating into your profit as you move forward. But one of the things I will share with you, guys, don't be painting over rotten boards because it's going to come up in the inspection. And one of the things I would suggest you do is get the house inspected before you start remodeling so you know what needs to be done.
Absolutely.
It just makes sense. Find the right house. It's another thing they should do, because some of them think they can go flip $1 million house. Some of them go and think they can flip $400,000 house, and some, and you got.
That's that market information that we're talking about. Okay. Because because you think, oh, the market is moving. It's, you know, people are saying that houses are still moving. But again, a real estate professional will be able to tell you at what price point.
Right.
Are you looking to sell within 6 months? Is the house, you know, are you going to be okay with the house sitting for 6 months? Are you more, the price point that you want to be in order to flip your home is very important. And we can give you that information. And
the longer you keep it on the market, there goes the just eating all your profits. So the longer you say, it's like the rentals. At least they raise the rent way high. And if you do 2 months and it hadn't been rented, divide that by 12 months. That's what you lost if you just rented it in the right place in the beginning. So let's talk about renovations on a flipping. Where you led to it earlier that it's about kitchens and bathrooms, light fixtures, flooring, painting,
absolutely.
Okay, and so keep in mind that you really need to look at all those things when you're talking about renovating, which is the most it's the most expensive part of the process. It's the one that can, if you do it wrong, you can hurt yourself. And in my opinion, if the house has a major issue, you might want to pass. If your money is tight, if the profits are tight, you might want to pass. If it has foundation and it's cracking all over the place, if the realtor tells you it's unsavable, it's unsavable. I have a house listed right now. We're selling it for lot value. I've had 100 offers on it. Well, we think we can save it. Ma'am, it can't be saved. I've been doing this for 30-some years. It can't be saved. If it could be saved, it wouldn't be priced at this price. And so a lot of and I think that's what the home television shows, HGTV, and all these shows have done, is got people unrealistically thinking that things are going to happen because it happened on TV. But and let me say this too, it has to be in your market. Right. Are the TV shows in your market? Right. Oftentimes no, because even within the Houston and surrounding areas, we still have different markets. You understand what I'm saying, Chad? Right. So what's going on in the Katy area may not necessarily be what's going on in the Galveston area. Exactly. So you have to, that's why it's important. You have to know that area, have knowledge of what's going on within a particular area. And last but not least, getting the house ready for sale. And getting it for sale, I think landscaping it, making your house set out above everything else. One of the things I tell some of my investors, do something at the front door. Paint it, varnish it. It's the first thing people see when they walk up to the door. If you got your hardware and it's all worn because you've been using the door, put you some new hardware on it. Make it look fresh. Get it ready for sale. Get it ready. You know, if you got fence boards that need to be replaced, go ahead and do that. Don't wait for an inspection. And this is for you house flippers that I tell sellers who are ready to sell their home just to get them sold. Inspect your home before you put it on the market. Then you know what needs to be done. And then at that point in time, you can adjust your price based on if it's something major. Absolutely. Have the AC guy look at it, okay? Have the AC. I just sold a house the other while back. This is a perfect example. And this is how sellers can get sued. My buyer bought the house, and everything was checking out. So she's been in there 6 months. Now, AC is not working. Well, the neighbor walks over and says, you know, he had an AC leak and he had just filled it up because I'm an AC guy and he asked me to put a Freon in it and it just took this time to get done. No. You know, and so my buyer called me. I don't know if it's worth going through the hassle, but it's just the point that if you're a seller, do it right. Because it can come back and bite you in the butt. You know, just do it right. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And the karma is bad. Absolutely. Yeah, the karma is bad. Numbers again, 281-837-2222. We've been talking with Marla. Marla, what's your phone number and how they can get in touch with you?
832-868-6091. You can look me up on Instagram. You can also check me out on Facebook. My number again is 832-868-6091. You can also go to my website, www.entouragerealtors.com.
We're talking with Marla Lewis. So Marla, we've got about 5 minutes left in the show. So let's tackle the mortgage industry.
All right.
Mortgages, FHA is up around 5.5%, 6%. I've been quoted, seen being quoted. It doesn't make any sense to me. It seems as though the mortgage industry is blaming COVID-19 on entry-level buyers. They've Chase mentioned today that they had they're going to 20% down, at least a 700 credit score. I did do a little research, their Dream Maker program. But I can almost tell you have to walk on water to get that Dream Maker program. It's almost like the car dealer offering you 0 interest and he gives the loans to no one. You 1 out of 10 that may get it. And so the mortgage industry is going through some upheaval. I don't really understand why. They seem to all be concerned. I heard one lender say today when I was reading the article, he says, we don't want to put people who lost their jobs in a bad position. Well, nobody's giving loans to anybody that doesn't have a job.
Anyway, right.
So, and you can give me a loan tomorrow and I can lose my job or something could happen to me. So it seems as though they're trying to blame it and make the entry-level buyers pay for what's going on. And so when Marla was telling you earlier to take advantage of these low interest rates and things of that nature, guys, you got to do it. They're even talking about on refinancing. They're going back, checking your employment. They're doing all of that on these refinancing. What bothers me, the government loans are the ones that's taking the hardest hit. And so I think the government is trying to say we don't want to do government loans anymore. And you got an administration there that's mostly doesn't think government should be in business anyway. And so, and some of them think that everybody should be putting down 20% to a certain extent. Guys, don't let them turn the market on you. What's your take?
My take is, Shad, I want people to, like never before, protect your credit. Learn about your credit, because right now, that's where they are hitting us. And I mean hitting us low, Shad, because of other things that have come across my desk within the past couple of weeks is, we used to be able to finance you with a 580 credit score. Now you need a 620. Those programs where you needed a 620, now you need a 640. Well, now you need a 680. So I want people to, whether you've lost your job or whether you are still in a position where you're able to work, take very good care of your credit. If you have that credit, again, don't wait. Go ahead and move forward with the purchase of your home. Do not wait, because things are coming. It's coming down the pipeline. And you mentioned Chase. But what are the others going to do?
Well, they're going to follow Chase.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're not Chase. We're not going to take all those loans. We're not going to take it all. If you're doing it, we're going to do it. And this is what people don't really understand is that when you think you saved up enough money, they just move the ball again.
Exactly.
Move the goal line some more. You think you're getting there, and you're like a hamster on a wheel. You're never going to get to the end. And so we're sharing with you and trying to help you say purchase. I'd love for you to buy a house from me. Marla would love for you to buy a house, but to show you how serious we are about this, we just want you to buy a house. It may not be us. We just want you to buy one. Absolutely. We want you to start building wealth in your community and building your legacy. And if you want it done right, you're going to call Marla and I. But you should start at some point. Marla, thank you so much for being on the show and coming in. Give your numbers out again.
832-868-6091. I'm on Facebook, Marla Lewis. You can look me up. You can also go to my website, which is www.entouragerealtors.com.
Guys, thank you for listening to the Real Estate Corner. If you're looking to buy or sell, give us a call over and ask for the Shad Bargaining Team, 713-667-1000, 713-667-1000. Give us a call. All we'll promise you, when better is possible, good is not enough, and we're just going to do it right. And so we're there to help you. We'll catch you Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Iconic TV and Sunday evening at 8 p.m. And of course, you can go to my Facebook page also. We've got all sorts of information. You're not going to see me taking pictures of food. You're not going to see any recipes on my Facebook site. So what you're going to see is information to help you build wealth. And that's what we're doing. Or improve your lives by voting the right way. See you next week on the Real Estate Corner.